Hello, my name is Tylluan. I'm a solitary pagan witch. I'm an author and the founder of the Wolf and Howl Press. Today's little chat is about creating ritual. I'm sure I've done other videos about this, but it's nice to go back and revisit them. What do we do when we create a ritual? Well, as I said in my previous video, we really are trying to mark something, trying to mark it and celebrate it. You know the old saying of a red letter day or something like that, which was originally a way of marking the calendars and marking a red letter, special day. Well, it's the same sort of thing, although we don't have to be so fixed or so formal. And I think this is sometimes where we go wrong. We look forward to a particular date and then it falls a bit flat. Partly this isn't our fault. Sometimes things can intervene and we don't get to do the things we wanted to do. And I can always remember when I was planning to sort of dedicate myself to my path, I suddenly decided it would be a very good idea to do this. And I made all sorts of plans and they always went wrong. And I even bought myself a shawl, not this one, but it went wrong so many times and so often. When I actually went to get the shawl out of my wardrobe, it was full of holes. The moths had eaten it. So that was how bad it was. So I do sympathise. Sometimes the best laid plans and all that, they go wrong. So I often think we're often better by just having a bit of a plan and then get on with it, do it, and then you feel better because of it. So ideas. This is only ideas. You interpret them, you play with them, you run with them yourself. And that's the way it should be. Ideas. Pick a colour, pick a theme for a particular celebration you want to do. For example, this time of year, which is early February, you might think of a bright shade of green. Something that symbolises new growth. That would be a nice one. Or yellow for daffodils. In Wales we have a Saint's Day coming up, which is St David's Day, and whether or not you go to church or you want to celebrate in a Christian way, a lot of people do still nevertheless wear their daffodils. They wear daffodils which are yellow, or sometimes they wear little fabric leeks, the vegetable leek, green and white. So again, green, white and yellow are lovely colours for this time of year. How would you use it in a ritual? Well, you might decide, I'm going to light a candle. Okay, so you have a green, a white or a yellow candle. It's unlikely you want to light all three. Nothing stopping you, mind you. You might want to celebrate an aspect of the triple goddess or something that's triple in your tradition or your beliefs or something you're exploring. And you might say, yes, I'm going to do this, But you might say, well, okay, the only candle I can get hold of is a white one, or a tea light. And you might say, right, well, I'm going to use that little simple tea light. How can I make that look better? Well, you could put it, you could encircle it with some greenery. A daffodil in a pot nearby, something like that. And it just makes a focal point. Now, the word focus originally meant a hearth. It's a Latin word. And the idea was that the hearth was the centre of your domestic rituals. So, yes, you have fire in a hearth. And you have to bear in mind that although these days we say, oh, I'm going to put the heating off, that concept was unknown years ago. People needed the fire for cooking. So, people kept the fire going. It might be a smaller fire than in winter, and they didn't need it so much for heat, but it was such a potch, as we say in my part of the world, such a trouble, such a nuisance to have to keep relighting a fire and getting it going, that they would actually keep a very small fire going in a hearth. So it was always there. So the idea of the flame, the candle, the little white tea light, birthday cake candles are perfectly good. They're fine. Go and stick them in a lump of plasticine or something. Very, very effective, very beautiful. They do the job, and the beauty of tea lights and birthday cake candles is that they burn down quickly, which means you can get your ritual over and done, and that's it, it's finished with. Whereas if you buy a big candle, like the one behind me, I don't know, can you see a candle behind me? Yeah? He's nodding. If you have that one, well, that one's been going for ages, off and on. It's not a ritual candle, it's just decorative. But it's a nuisance if you wanted to do it for a ritual, because you'd have to be up, you know, the whole day and half the night. So yes, do that. And then just do something. Read a verse from a poem. Write a line or two of something, what it means to you. Contemplate what the season means. What does it mean? Do we need an offering for the season? What sort of offerings could you give? You can give food. You can give seed for the birds. That's a beautiful offering. This time of year particularly, when they're still struggling to find food and seed, go and put half a coconut with seeds in it and fat, or just a handful of seeds out. You might feed them anyway, but make this your ritual. There we are. I offer it. I offer it to all the small creatures. I offer it to the gods, the goddess, whatever you want to say. And this is part and parcel of how we get it together. I find sometimes even just sitting in a good light, like today the light's been beautiful because we've had the sunshine and we've had this wonderful silvery mist, and the light's been particularly magical. It's going to get more magical in a minute because Noah keeps going in and out. So that's another one where we can really try to link ourselves into the season. I'm going to shut this door because it's freezing in here at the moment. Might be spring, but oh, it's cold. Hold on. There we are. I'm coming back, and the moment I sit down, we'll probably count backwards from 10 and he'll be back in again. But still, they're just thoughts, they're just ideas, things to do. Look out your local folklore. Look out local traditions. See what you can do, what you can adapt. Be inventive. Yes, you're on your own. No, you don't have a group of people to all wander around chanting and drumming and what have you. It doesn't matter. I often think that the quiet contemplation is the most important and the most powerful of the lot. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you found it helpful. Goodbye.